Hey guys, I'm MeeMee and I do Allsorts, and as you can see I've gotten something blurry. So what am I working with today? Well, let's reveal to find out what. Yep, it's the Sophie and Toffee Kingdom Hearts box. First of all, Sophie and Toffee do resin boxes, and each month is like a different theme. But in terms of, I think it was last year, they started doing Disney boxes. The first one, if you haven't already seen it, was the Disney villain box, which I did review. And I will put that in the iCard. These do come out quarterly, and as soon as Sophie and Toffee announced this, that was it. I handed my money over, and I've waited 4 months for this box to finally be in my possession, and here it is! Oh! Now, I do actually love the Kingdom Hearts franchise, so as you can see, we've gone to a really beautiful boxing. We have the Kingdom Hearts logo, which is very metallic, I have to say, and the background is a variation of different logos, and like we've got the Kingdom Hearts heart, we've got the Mickey Mouse face, we've got Sora's crown necklace, and unfortunately I don't know the actual things of these and just know where I've seen them. Keys, more insignia, and we've even got these really bright luminescent ones, which I think is a really lovely touch. And then the rest of the box, you've got a very holographic emblem there. Then of course Sophie and Toffee. Got the heart on the back. More Sophie and Toffee. Honestly, I think this is just a beautiful box in itself, so we're just going to end the unboxing there. Just kidding. Something I also forgotten to mention, I'm not sponsored and not affiliated, and by the way, I am a beginner using resin, but I like to try out different things. And also as well, everything in this box is totally licensed, which means that everything has been approved by Disney themselves, so everything is legit. We're not talking knockoffs, it's legit. So anyway, I am super stoked to see exactly what's inside it. I have seen some bits, but I haven't seen everything, so let's see. Right, and inside we get, whoa. Wow. Oh, it's just as beautiful as the outside. And if I didn't tip it, you'll see stained glass and window effect image there. Yeah, great description there, MeeMee. I love this little window here. I wonder what it is, because you've got some flaps here that look like they'll come out. Ooh. Alright, so first of all, we've got our instruction booklet, which I will be looking through later. I want to see what I've got first. And first up, which is backwards, we have a holographic transparent sheet which you can cut out and put into charms, and we've got a lot of different things here, like characters, heartless, little insignias. As you can see there, that's copyrighted Disney, so like I said, everything in here is licensed. Right, and up next we have 4 different mica powders. So we've got black, pearl white, lemon yellow, and a magic blue. I do have a ton of mica powders, and you can never have too many. Right, next up again, okay, there's nothing on the other side, and this is on backwards, so this tells me then these could possibly be tattoos. Be very weird if it was. But the way I am playing Kingdom Hearts 3 after I'm finished with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm almost finished. Up next we've got another transparent sheet. This time we've got names and heartless and more names. Beautiful and holographic. Ooh, now we're getting into the good stuff. And first off we have a mould, and I have no idea what on earth this is. It's got squares in it, that's all I know. Oh hello. Oh, we've got another mica powder, and this time it's red. Then you wear that, and what that looks like, and looks like I'm going to be layering stuff up. So this is going to be quite a big project. I just don't know what it is yet. Right, next up, you cannot see this, even though I'm having a hard time trying to see it. It's like large rectangular in shape with like 3 points at the top, and just like little divots there, and clog. So yeah, I think then this is the one where we have to build up on layers. By the way, these are all silicone molds, so they're perfect for UV resin, and they're impossible to get back in the packages. And so here we have another layer. So it looks like that we're making like shaker molds or something. There's an area here that then sets forward a bit, so I wonder if that's what it is. But then this one is like rectangular, and it's got little, again you can't really see it properly, but it's got like little designs in it, and Mickey Mouse face then for like a button. Next one is a smaller mold, and we've got like the crown on top and crown down here. Again, not entirely sure what this is for, but also as well on all of the molds you can't really see because this camera does not like picking anything up, and does have copyright Disney on there. So up next we have the keyblade. Now I'm not that very knowledgeable on keyblades, but to know that is like the basic one that you start off with, essentially this key here, and you can get 3 different ones, and you get some like little charms as well, which I'm assuming that you can hang off on the end. So, you know what, I think I might actually make one of these, you know, just to get a feel around for them, because I've never actually made a charm before. And our very last mold, we have different charms. So we've got an assortment of charms here, like Mickey's face, keys, Organisation 13, which is upside down. Now I do have a thing for Organisation 13, and just some little emblems. Right, and now on to our front stuff. So here we've got AB resin 1:1 ratio, part A and B. You know, as it implies, you put into ratio of 1:1 of parts A and B together. Then this is like a hard resin, I believe. I've never used it before, but to know then with the 2-part you mix it up, you put it in the mold, and you just leave it in for a few hours. And as you can see, they've got their own custom stickers on, which I think is really cool. And up next we have UV resin. This one is a lot quicker. You just pour it in the mold, and you use the UV light to cure it, and it can cure in like 2 minutes as opposed to like 6 hours. The hard resin is great for like larger pieces, as I found the hard resin is great for like deeper projects, you know, ones that have a certain depth to it, and you can just do it, put it aside, and get on with your day. With the UV resin, I was told that, you know, it's for more shallower projects, and so that the UV light can penetrate through everything and get it cooked all at the same time. But if you want, you can leave it out, which will take 5 to 10 minutes in sunlight or 20 to 40 minutes on a cloudy day. Unfortunately, where I live, there's neither one of them, especially where my windows face and nothing comes in. This is based on like 5mm thickness, so curing is a lot faster if you do it up in thin layers. And then last but not least, we have crystal LED UV resin, something I have never used before, and you use in the exact same way, but unfortunately I don't know what difference in crystal LED resin is compared to normal UV resin. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe it's like a bit more shiny and this is what the rest of the box looks like, and it says right at the back, "May your heart be your guardian key." Alright, so I'm going to tidy up and then I'm going to make a project. I don't know why I'm laughing, I'm like really super nervous about this. So I've had a chance to read through this, and it just basically gives you the lowdown of what's in the box and the different projects that you can do, and you know, again, how to use these. Found out that the crystal one you can actually use to make like a dome effect, which is brilliant. It just gives it a bit more of a 3D aspect to it. So the molds then, I wasn't too sure about. These are the ones that you can make. This one you can assemble your own gummy phone, which can also be used as an actual card holder. And the other one, which I was right, it is a singular one. It's a photo card luggage tag name tag mold. Then it allows you to use it as a photo card to slot into your gummy phone, or use it as an actual Kingdom Hearts luggage tag, which I think is actually really cute. But I'm not going to be doing them today because they look super complicated for an absolute beginner like me, despite the fact that no doubt it'll be a very, very simple process. So what I will be doing today is a couple of small and hopefully very simple projects. First being this star one here, which is the Wayfinder. I'm not entirely sure what that one is. When it comes to games, I don't really pay attention to anything else, not even the storyline. I just want to kill things. So I'm going to be making one of these, which looks like that. So I will be mixing up some silver and some blue. The other one that I'll be making is this key right here, which is the kingdom key, but it looks like it's the most simplest one out of all of them. It only requires about 3 colours, and that one is what we're aiming for. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do the chain links, so I won't be putting the actual charm on the end. I don't know if I need to make the links myself or what, but I haven't found anything in the molds and have got to relate to it. And so this is going to be interesting. So like in Send, I'm an absolute beginner at this. I know some basics, so this is going to be really interesting. Also as well, when you are working with resin, you need to be fully protected because we are working with chemicals, and this resin is dangerous to work with if you're not well protected, so you need to wear a mask, you need to have a fan on, you need to have windows open, you know, be in a very well ventilated room, you need to have gloves on, which I don't have, unfortunately. So and this is one of these things where you do as I say, not as I do, and we'll be fine. So without further ado, let's attempt to do a project. I think what I'm going to do, because I need to use silver in both projects, I'm going to make some silver first, but I don't have silver, but they said that you can mix some of the different pigment powders, so that's what we're going to do first. So I've got a little silicone bowl here. It is absolutely tiny. I didn't realise how tiny it was when I bought it. I've got a little scoopy thing which is just like a metal and cuticle nail pusher, and hopefully it's going to be very easy to clean. And then of course I've got a silicone tool here with a very fine tip pointing getting to very small crevices. And then of course I've got my UV resin, and from the Wayfinder I'm going to use the crystal LED to give it a bit more dimension. And to cure all that we need an LED light. Alright, so I'm getting very nervous, so let's just get in and do it. And the first hurdle is to try and get this off, in which I can't. By the way, I do not really know how much I need to use. Apparently you just see by eye and gauge that way. But I'm going to try and mix a little bit more than I need to, just so I know I've got plenty. Wow, this bottle is really hard to squeeze. And I've also just found out as well that mica powders are just as bad as glitter herpes. I think that's a little bit too much black, but what do I know? And I also really do appreciate the fact that these bags come in resealable form. And that is mixing up really nicely. Oh, this is strange. I think we've just mixed up in perfect silver and already. Yeah, I never knew that you could actually mix some mica powders together like this. Alrighty, let's try and do this, and hopefully you can see. I'm just doing the fine details in the middle. And you do have to build these up in layers as well. Okay, I think that's good enough. And for this light. So this is what I've got so far. I had to mix some more grain to fill out the key a bit more, and do a couple of other things and to date. I had no idea how much the UV resin would have shrank, even though that I was warned. So it was quite easy to mix up in the batch. And so this is what we've got, and honestly I'm quite pleased with how we came out. So I'm going to move on to the handle now. I think I'm going to do the yellow bit. I still have no idea how much mica powder I need. You learn as you go. Actually, I found using this tool a lot easier. And by the way, everything that I'm using, including the UV torch, is from Sophie and Toffee. You know what, so far I'm actually really enjoying this. The thing about this is I don't know if I'm over mixing this or anything. So here I've gone to just the blue and the tiniest little bit of black, but it keeps coming out and it's like a marbled effect, and I don't know if I'm supposed to keep mixing until it's like all one colour, and that's just it. So I don't necessarily know what colour this handle is, but I'm going to do a black, at least that's what the picture shows. Alright, so this is what I have so far. As you can see, I've done like a couple of extra little bins, like I've had too much black left over, so I decided to do the organisation 12+1 charm. I've done a couple of other little charms and just use the silver, and now is the most nerve-wracking time, and that's unmoulding everything. As I said earlier, because we're using silicone moulds and the UV resin, the UV resin does shrink a little bit, so it's going to be a lot easier to mould everything. So I'm dying to actually see if any of this actually comes out in one piece, especially with the Kingdom Key. So let's start moulding. So I'm going to start with the Kingdom Key. Oh, okay, that bit came out, but it's just the rest of these. Oh, it came out. Wow. Oh. Oh, that is so cool. Ah, there was like a little thing there that should have been filled up with yellow. But I can't believe that actually came out. Got the little details there, where you can see just how beautifully detailed it is. As you can see, there is a little bit of, you know, extra bits there which will come off very easily with an X-Acto knife. And I can also see like extra details, and I could have used like extra colours with. And you know, being an absolute noob, I couldn't actually see the moulds quite clearly. But that is epic. It is quite thin right there, so if I'm to put a little bit more resin on there, and should hold out a bit more. And it's not sticky on this side, it's just on the other side. So again, I need to find out why that is. Other than that, for my first resin piece, that is epic. Next up, we've got the little charm to go with it. And that's what that looks like. Again, you know, X-Acto knife, but it is so incredibly cute. I'm a bit scared to actually use this as a charm or anything, because it just feels a little bit flimsy. I just thought you could probably make another one of these and like double it up to make it more 3D, and like make another half of this. Oh, I never thought about that. Now we're going to go on to these. I don't know which one to mould first. Oh, let's do them the Wayfinder. I've done some really incredible stuff on that. Oh, yay, it came out in one piece. Whoa, that is so cool. There's an awful lot of air bubbles here, which I'm quite disappointed at, but that is like super epic. I love how it picked up all of the details. You know, just a little bit mushed up there, but that's my fault. The outline of Vincent did and myself, and there aren't any grooves around the edges, so when I first started putting it in, I was like, oh, this is not going to work, but like I said, the UV resin shrank, and that's what we got. So I'm going to put some of the crystal UV resin on, and we'll see how that looks after. Alrighty, so that's baking away there, so let's get on to unmoulding the rest. So now we've got into little like cabochon, and that came out amazing. Yeah, then that little one, you can see how small it is, and it's actually and just saying that I dropped it and it's now lost forever into Massetti because Massetti weighs a ton. So let's just pretend that everything was fine. Right, up next is this crown one. Just terrifying because of the little hoop at the top. And so when the other one is dry because I touched it and it went all over my fingers, so I haven't dried that for long enough. But yeah, I'm terrified of breaking this little loop thing. But again, that is so cool. I also love like the little swirls that you get, but again, that's like on the other side. If you double it up, it'll be a lot stronger, and that's like a lot smoother. So again, if you put like clay polish on top, it's going to really sparkle. Alright, then so shine check, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of a shine to it. So this is just the plain UV resin without the crystal UV on, and this is with. So as you can see, there is a huge difference. But also as well, I love how it turns out on the other side. The bubbles I really do need to work on, but other than that, that is like the coolest thing I've ever made. So let's get the organisation one out. This one I didn't fill completely into the top because I only had like a tiny little bit left. Oh, quite terrified of taking this out because it's so flimsy in places. That is the organisation 12 plugins 1 emblem. But in some of the other, well, you can't see it on camera because it's black, but in some of the other side it looks like nothing is wrong with it. So again, double it up and it will look even better. You know, for the first time using silicone moulds and even a UV resin in a project like this, I am super stoked on what I made. You know, and I had so much fun. I've still got a lot to learn, but that's the beauty of these things. You learn as you go. And again, Kingdom Hearts, what more can you say? So even though that the initial box has actually ended for February, you know, from that quarter, you can still get a pre-order. Because if you go into Sophie and Toffee, and I'll leave a link in the description box below. And thank you guys for coming on this journey with me and delving into the world of resin. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.